She's obviously a good-looking person. She does not necessarily make all the alarms in me go off. I mean, she's attractive. Isn't that weird how you can look at somebody you can recognize, like, they're really good-looking, but does nothing for me? That's kind of the thing for me. Now, she's 27, from Chicago. She started her career back in 2016 and then left the industry soon after. Now, she didn't even really get popular until after that, and we've talked about this a couple of times. If how you're consuming your pornography is by tube sites, whether it be Pornhub or Xvideos or whoever, I don't even know what the other ones are, most of that stuff is old, years old. And a lot of pornography, you can't even tell what year it is because everybody's naked and they're just having sex on a couch that you wouldn't have owned anyway, right? And so that can kind of happen. Those tube sites are filled with their old content, right? A lot of times. Despite being the most searched porn actress on Pornhub back in 2019, she has been very vocal since leaving it about how it has affected her mental health, which of course it would. Now, I can get very judgmental on sex work, and I am judgmental on it. I don't think it's good for you. I think you should be able to do it. I don't think you should. Somebody tried to get me on that once. You think prostitution should be legal, and then tell women they shouldn't be prostitutes? Hypocrite! Hey, somebody doesn't own a dictionary. Yes, I'm for freedom. I'm for you being able to make your choices. I understand there are going to be choices you should not make. Reminds me of my father. There are things that are okay for other people's children, Daniel, that are not okay for mine. It's as simple as that. Yes, I think you should be able to do things I don't think you should. Jumping out of an airplane. You should be able to do that for a recreational activity. I don't think you should. I don't get where I'm in contrast of my opinions on that at all. I don't get that's a thing. And neither do most of you, because you're intelligent, right? But she had done another interview, Lana Rhoades has, and she has many, many times claimed she wishes she could delete all the videos she did online. She wishes she could get them all offline. Of course she does. Now, the thing is, wait another 3 years and they mostly will be gone. The young hot porn stars of the early 2000s, their videos aren't all over the internet. You have to, I mean, people will tell you, fans of that stuff will tell you, if you search hard enough, you find them. They're not going to be the first couple of things that pop up, right? Plenty of those stars have gotten some stuff taken off. She said, a lot of the videos I have no rights under. Otherwise, I probably would have deleted them all by now. Again, she said that back in 2021, as a matter of fact. Does she have regrets? Well, obviously, she says. I do. Honestly, I tell people all the time, if I could go back, I would give up everything to have my dignity and respect back. And for people not to be able to see me in that way. She was talking about some scenes that she had to shoot. She said, one of the worst, honestly, I feel like I'm in denial on it sometimes and I can't accept some of the things that I've done. Quote, there was this one thing that, I tried to talk to a therapist about before, something I had to do for a scene that was really rough for me. Basically, this guy had a bowl and he gagged me until I threw up into the bowl and then he peed in it. And during the scene, he asked me to drink it. And I didn't know how to say no to a woman vomit in pornography. Something is the matter with you. I've always said about my life, not that this has to be how you run your life. A little light choking is okay. Once makeup's running down your face, for me, it isn't. That's where my line is. And like anybody else, when I see people go past that line, I'm like, dude, what's the matter with you? You need this? Really? There has to be 13 of them in there? She has to vomit before you get an erection? You've watched too many videos. Back on out. Head outside. A little sunlight in the eyes. A little vitamin D. Because you need it. Because you got a little too much digital D going on in your life. What are we doing here? She says that's just one of the collection of awful reasons. An experience that led her to making the decision to leave the industry for good. She She turned out pretty well for her financially, as she's now a multimillionaire, although she says that scene that she's talking about, she was paid $1,200 for. She goes, I probably had $100,000 in my bank account when I quit shooting porn, and now I'm a multimillionaire. She's made more money since leaving the industry. $1,200 to record the scene, to film that scene where she had to throw up in a bowl and drink urine. I keep trying to tell people, everybody always says, it's the money, that's why these women do this. Really? It's the money, huh? Tom Cruise films 1 movie a year. These hoes film 6,000 a year. You know why? Because Tom Cruise got 20 million, and they're making 1,200 a scene. It's disgusting. It really is. Do I want to be able to watch pornography? Yes. Do I feel guilty after I have watched some of it? Yeah. I said last week, and I think I'm right, this is where AI is going to knock the door wide ass open. When you no longer have to worry if somebody's been humanly trafficked, when you no longer have to worry about whether or not it was a drunk uncle that slept with her when she was 11 that turned her into this, when you no longer have to question any of those things and you still get the smut you're looking for, look out. Look out. Look at how we treat equipment. You own a car. Remember the first day you got it, nobody was allowed to drink a thing in it. Now your kids are dumping frost in the back seat, rubbing French fries around in it and everything else, right? Look at how we treat equipment. And that's what essentially AI is going to be. It's equipment. We won't give a damn about that. I think it's going to revolutionize that entire industry. It's also going to make sex work by actual human beings non-existent. Now, a lot of these women are making more money today because of OnlyFans than they were being contracted to the studios, because the studios are making money. They're the ones shelling out all the money for the production, for the houses, for everything else, the insurance on set, craft services, all of it. They're the ones shelling out all that money, not Lana Rhoades. So of course they're going to reap the benefits. Some of you are asking the question, how could you only be paid $1,200 per scene for pornography? Look how many people watch it. Look how many people consume it. It's one of the biggest things on the internet. To which I'll ask the question, when's the last time you paid for porn? As a matter of fact, you find out your buddy does pay for porn. You look at him like he's the creep, right? Well, we all watch it. We all look at it. You pay for it? What are you, a weirdo? That's what people say. If we paid for it, these women would get, maybe they would make their fair share. Again, don't ask guys what they make per scene. It's less than 1,200. It's less than that now. Again, Peter North's still out there making movies. You know why? Because nobody's giving him Tom Cruise money. That dude's been making porn since the late 70s. That's a real thing. Still out there doing it. There's money to be made, sure. And Peter's probably making more than most, as he's an executive producer these days and all of that, and has been for a long time. Part of it's just simply about enjoying it, sure. The other part's about being in denial about the fact that you're still enjoying it. We'll get into that down the road. This is one of the biggest names in that industry who's now telling you it was one of the biggest regrets she has in her life. So you see all these OnlyFans women, guys like me are too judgmental on sex work. It's like, no, we can just see down the field. I saw a woman the other day say, I made $400,000 last year. Huh? Did you? No. But I have my dignity. And so do most people who are listening to me. I thought money doesn't matter. Why is it when we watch people make awful decisions that are going to negatively affect their life, we say, well, so what? They're making money. Can't judge it. Making a lot of money. But wait, I'm the money matters more than everything guy. Why are we on opposite sides of this now? Why is it money doesn't matter every day, day in and day out, but when you see somebody destroying their lives over decisions they're making, it's perfectly fine as long as they got paid a lot of money for it. I think that's us telling on ourselves a little bit, right? Like, oh, I would totally sell myself out for a little bit of that bread, man.
You thought Stansbury was a mess on air? Check out the show's Facebook page at Stansbury Show. Rock 106.9.
Welcome back to the program. Teresa has another Rock the Bank $1,000 keyword for you. Nearing the end of Monday's show, looking ahead at tomorrow. Tuesday, 9 a.m., that's when we do New Turd Tuesday. I have new Dog Pound featuring Snoop for you. That'll be interesting. Smoke Up, the name of that, I think. Pretty sure that's the name of that one. Smoke Up. Also, I don't know if I'll be able to get this because my guess is this is not going to be released until 9 a.m. tomorrow, I'm going to guess. But we'll see if live in the moment we can get some new crew for you. That apparently is coming. We may be able to get that. If not, I do have new Stained featuring Dorothy. We can get into some of that. And also I have some Pearl Jam here too, off of their latest record, Dark Matter, which we did a album release party for that Friday night here on Rock 106.9. I believe we ran that album cover to cover, also an interview with Eddie Vedder part of that. So we may take a listen to some new Pearl Jam tomorrow for New Turd Tuesday. Other than that, I don't really know what else is on the program for tomorrow as of yet. I have not sat down and started to put that together as of yet. Today, we talked a little Lana Rhoades, regretting being in pornography, as most people who have done porn walk out of it, get to the other side of it and realize, oh no. I think back in the day it was even easier because, like I said, people don't really remember you, right? Legacies aren't really a thing. Once you're out of the circle for a while, people go, oh yeah, right? Like, would most people know Jessie Jane by looking at her? Although she died, right? So maybe not. But, like, would most people know that? No, probably not. You know, now with the internet and videos living forever and all of that, I think it's going to follow you forever now. And I do think it's a little bit of an issue, and I think it's very telling that people tell you all the time how it's not a problem at all, and yet the women who leave the industry are all like, yes, it is. When I was in the cult, I thought it was fine. I'm out of the cult now. I think it's terrible, like all cults, right? How that kind of goes. So we got talking a little bit about Lana Rhoades. Sheets lawsuit, we ended up finding out that, well, depending on where you read that article, you will read different information on it. I do think that they could be in some problems there when I initially did not. That's why I was happy that I ended up looking at two different sources on that one. Scott, on loan from waitingfornextyear.com, joined us to talk about Cavs Game 2 this evening. They're at home against the Magic for Game 2. Now, they wanted to play the Magic as they botched the final game of the regular season to get the Magic, so they're hoping that they win there. And the Guards on an absolute tear, 16-6 on the year, and again, winning yesterday 6-2 over the Athletics. So we talked to Scott about that at 8 o'clock. Also then, talked a little Rock Hall induction, which always makes everybody react so calmly, right? Like, oh my God, that's not rock and roll. And it's like, yeah, we've known for 25 years. You know what I mean? We have known for a while that it's not Iron Maiden's building. We know that, right? I don't know why everybody gets all upset about that. Dave Matthews went in, Ozzy went in, Cher went in, Foreigner went in, a bunch of great people went in. There were obviously a few snubs, so we got into that. If you missed any of those conversations this morning, I'm going to post the podcast here shortly at WRQK.com. But aside from that, done for the day, not back live again until tomorrow. Stay safe out there, be good to one another, and do in fact meet me here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for Tuesday's program on Rock 106.9. Hopefully you have a great afternoon, and hopefully I run into you somewhere around town.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.